G'day everyone. Today we're going to go through how to fit a pair of spotlights to your vehicle in a safe and legal fashion. Of course, they need to turn off when we hit the stalk for the high beams, and we'll wire them up so they do so. These are a pair of 7-inch King spotlights, and they did come with their own wiring harness, but we'll also go through how to make your own if you need to. We're also going to fit a Carling switch to the dash instead of the switch that came with these spotlights. We'll go through all the steps of the procedure on how to fit the lights and wire them up so everything works the way it should. First, we'll take a quick look at the harness, and then we'll go ahead and fit them. So let's get started. So if we don't have a wiring harness or we want to make up our own, there are a few options, but the first thing we're going to need to do is get hold of some wire. Now these two spotlights are good for just over 10 amps, so we'll need wire that's good for 15 amps, and we also need a fuse that is rated to a maximum of 15 amps as well. We need to install it as close to the battery on the positive side as possible. It's also a good idea to get two different colors so we know which is live and which is ground. We also need a relay. In this case, these relays are good for 40 amps. The way the relay works is we have a small magnet, and that is powered by the high beam circuit. We use a very small amount of current from the high beam circuit. It goes through the magnet, which goes to ground. And the magnet throws the switch to power the large amount of current coming straight from the battery. So the battery goes straight through the relay to the spotlights, and that large amount of current draw of the spotlights goes to the relay, but it's only signaled by the high beam circuit. It's not powered by it. The high beam circuit is only operating a tiny little magnet inside the relay. And next up, you will need power coming from the high beam circuit in some way. This has a breakout harness that plugs into either side of the globe and the receptacle. Of course, if you have a different type, we have two different types that come with this harness, and we steal a little bit of power from the high beam circuit in order to operate the relay. We also have a switch that sits in the dash. Now that doesn't directly control the spotlights. The spotlights must go off when we turn the high beams off. That's what the relay does. As soon as the high beams are turned off, the spotlights must turn off regardless of the position of this switch in the cab. All the switch does is isolate the spotlights from the high beam circuit so we can have the high beams on without the spotlights. With the high beams off, the spotlights must always be off. That is the legal requirement, and that's what this harness does. If you buy these particular ones, they do use a Deutsch plug. You can buy the Deutsch plugs, the males and the females, and you can make up your own kits there. You probably need to buy some tooling and some pins and other parts, but if you're going to buy these spotlights, you can do that. For the most part, buying this harness or a harness that comes with the spotlights, it's easier, and it's often going to be cheaper and safer as well. It's the best way to go. If you need to make up your own harness, you can do that, but you will need to buy some parts. So let's get started and fit these to the car. Okay, I started by fitting the lights to the bull bar first. The bull bar has two pre-drilled holes in my case for the big center bolt. You can use the slightly smaller bolts on either side of the frame, as long as you retain it and lock it in place with that gasket between the spotlight and the bull bar. Now we have a big flat washer, a spring washer, and we also have a nylock nut, and they go on in that order. I reached in behind the grill, but you can also get in underneath the bull bar if you have smaller hands than me. Tighten it down nice and square with the bull bar. We'll adjust the height a little bit later. From there, we can go ahead and fit this relay. Now we need to fit the relay as close to the battery as possible because the wires are quite short. In the Hilux, there is a thread here that I use to mount the relay on its side, and the wires will still reach the battery. Just don't plug in that positive wire yet. And if you do, make sure to remove the fuse before you start. We don't want anything live until the very end. We can see we've got wires coming out everywhere from this relay. Two of them are going to come forward, and the switch in the cab is going to go backwards. Now next, we're ready to use the breakout harness into the back of the globe. If you're using this breakout harness that comes with this kit, it's very easy. We just unplug the globe, and then we plug this harness in place. We have a male and a female end, and we just break into the main harness so we can use that high beam and the common to operate the relay. It's as simple as that, and you can tuck it in nice and neat behind the battery, and we have access to that 2-pin plug to operate the relay. Now there is a lot of extra cable here. I just bunched it up and tucked it away, and we can cable tie it underneath the guard here somewhere. You can shorten it if you want, but you will need a replacement plug and some crimp ends. I don't have them, so it's easy enough to bunch it up and plug it in. They give you way more cable than you need, just in case you need to operate on the other side of the vehicle and get that signal from the other headlight. When it comes to the spotlight wire, here you can see I'm calling it up, but I've actually decided I'm going to cut this one short because I do have access to a Deutsch crimping kit, so I'll actually cut that one short a little bit later. Next, we can fit the harness to the back of the spotlights. It's basically tucking it under the grille here and have them Deutsch plugs poke through the holes in the grille in the most appropriate place for them to reach the back of the spotlights. It should be nice and neat and tidy with a little bit of slack, and everything should cable tie up nice and neatly so it doesn't vibrate and rub and get caught in anything that could be rotating in there if we have a fan for the condenser or anything else that might be moving behind that grille. Make sure we keep everything neat and tidy, no sharp edges or corners, and everything in my case here is secured nice and neatly with some cable ties as best as I can, and it pops out here just next to the battery, ready to receive the other plug. And as I said earlier, I didn't coil it up. You can if you need to, but for me, I found it better to shorten it up. I'm going to fit my own Deutsch plug to the end of this harness here. If you have the kit to do that, of course you can. If you don't, coiling it up nice and neatly and tuck it away somewhere it's not going to cause any problems. All as neat and tidy as possible. I'm going to plug in the harness. We'll start with the earth, get everything nice and tight, and then we can plug that positive side in to make sure that we have no sharp edges and we are reaching the battery as close as possible, and then we can fit the fuse back in line. Everything's nice and tight before we test it out. Now that's the high beams on and the switch on. And of course, I've still got the switch on this side of the firewall, and we can see with the high beams on, the switch also isolates the spotlights and the car's high beam stays on. That's exactly what we want. We've tested it. We know it works. Now we can get this plug into the dash. We have 3 wires in the back. We have a white, a blue, and a black. If you see where they go on the plug, maybe take a photo of them or make note of where they are, because we're going to need to take them off in order to get them through the firewall through one of these big grommets. What I've done here is I've put this claw, it's a claw tool I've got here, but you can use a coat hanger or something like that, push it back through from inside, tape the wire to the coat hanger, or in my case, the claw that I've got here, and then we can pull it through the grommet. It's a little bit tight. I've got a few other wires coming through that grommet. There should be enough slack to get it all through. Give yourself a bit of a taper on the tape that holds the 3 plugs to this particular claw tool, but eventually it does come through. A bit of a wobble and a lot of hard work. Maybe get someone on the other side helping you by pushing it. Take the tape off, and we can see here I can get them 3 wires through the dash, and in my case I've plugged them into a Carling switch. Now they plug in this order here. We've got white at the bottom, blue, and then black. The other 2, the green and the pink wire, are for the light on the Carling switch, which you don't have to have, but I've added as well, and it works perfectly fine and matches the other Carling switches in this vehicle. Of course, we can test it out from there as well. We've got the lights on, and the LED on the Carling switch turns on, high beam with the switch on, and the blue light illuminates as well. And of course, we can isolate the spotlights there as well with the high beams on, and when we turn the high beams off, the spotlights turn off. It works exactly as it should. Just check over, make sure your wiring's exactly how you want it, neaten up, trim them cable ties so you don't cut yourselves on the trimmed edges. I've got my dual battery back in there now so I can actually operate again. And now we can adjust the height of the spotlights. We have 2 screws. One does the adjustment at the bottom, and the other one is just a locking screw. We have to loosen both of them, or in fact all 4, one on either side, and then find ourselves a good surface to do our aiming at. Now I drove right up to the gate, in this case, measured the center line of the spotlights and marked it on the gate. We want vertical and a horizontal mark. I've used masking tape across the whole lot for a horizontal mark and drawn 2 vertical lines around about where the spotlights are. Now we can aim them. I've just loosened everything off, and you can see I'm pulling them slowly down so the spot is exactly in the center of the tape on the horizontal line, and it also has the center of the vertical line right in the middle of the spotlight. You can adjust them in or out, however you want, really. They're high beam light. No one else should really see them. You want them aimed so you can drive effectively, but if you're not happy with where they're at, you can always change them on the road. It's always a good idea. Go for a good drive in the dark and see over hills and stuff exactly where you want them aiming. Other than that, thank you very much for watching.